ANDERZÉN.
What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel ANDERZÉN. On today's video, we dive further into the E420, trying to decide if we want to throw in the metal cam oiler tubes or not. You guys see what I ended up deciding, and I'll explain more at the end of the video. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Alright guys, don't be mad at me, but after considering things and weighing my different options, I think I'm just going to throw the valve cover back on. I'm not going to bother replacing the cam oiler tubes right now. In all honesty, having a second look at things, I'm pretty sure, because I know the car was tuned up previous, and especially finding these in kind of the wrong orientation, and the plastic still looks like it's in good shape. Especially the the timing guides look very new. They're black and the older ones are usually brown. I just feel like it's not worth it at this point in time to replace these. The only thing I was going to replace, or the only situation I was going to replace them, was if I found them with the caps blown out. But honestly, I think as long as I keep running the motor, I think she'll be good. And I am going to try a little trick once I get it all back together to unstick the lifters, if that is an issue. But it very likely could just be that, with the slight amount of movement that these do have, they're basically making noise up against the cam caps right here. Otherwise, the lifters just need to have a little bit of unsticking going on. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw this back on. I'm not gonna film because I'm just trying to do this quick. It's late right now, but basically reverse of the process we did before. And then I'll catch up to you guys when I have the time to try out what I'm thinking to unstick these lifters. All right guys, valve cover is back on. It was almost easier working in the dark with the headlamp. I feel like you get a much better view of the bolts versus working out in the daytime. Strategy on the back one down there, just use a nice swivel and some long extensions. You can go kind of straight up right here, get your turns, but everything else, just kind of snug them down little by little, crisscross pattern. And I just did them, kind of tight, nothing crazy. I'm not going to worry about torquing them. I'm probably, before I go ahead and start it, gonna pull the spark plugs on this side, possibly. I can tell there's a good amount of gunk down in there, and it's not like debris that fell in when I was taking the valve cover off. It's like actual kind of gunk in there, like burnt up oil. So that doesn't help the running situation. It's most likely from these boots leaking down after a long time. But I guess I'll plug in the coils for now and fuel rail, and we'll go from there tomorrow. All right guys, I will leave it there for now. I'll get the cover back on tomorrow, and yeah, not too bad. It took me about 10 minutes altogether. All right guys, next day, finally got to drive a C55 to work. Haven't driven in a while. Gonna go back home, work on the E420 eventually. Get it started, and yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. Give you guys a startup though, of course. Good car. All right guys, let's see where I left off last night. It almost looks like it's raining, but it looks like snow for a second. What the heck, that was weird. Okay, anyways, let's get this thing popped open. Pop open the hood, and I'll show you guys where I left off. Double check everything before we fire it up. All right, that is plugged in. Everything else good to go. Spark plugs are all plugged in. Fuel rail I tightened up already. Everything should be fine. So let me go ahead and fire it up. All right, here we go. tick there still. You can hear that right now, which to be expected, kind of the same thing as last time, but let's go in the engine bay and listen up real quick. Overall, guys, it's not much to be honest, and I'll explain why in a bit, but I do want to try one thing that I've been thinking about trying to help this, so go ahead and do so. Alright guys, I just wanted to hear you, or let you hear without the clutch out right now. Pretty quiet. I'm going to take it on a quick drive and we'll try what I have planned. Yeah, pretty dang quiet, which is one of the reasons why I didn't feel like it was worth it to do the metal cam oiler tubes, but again, we'll talk about that in depth at the end of the video. Alright guys, so I've been driving around for a little bit, just getting it warmed up. It's totally noise free right now, but my plan, something that I wanted to try for the lifter tick, is kind of sustained RPM for a minute or two. Usually procedures that a lot of manufacturers will do for ticking lifters or valves is basically hold the RPM between 2,000 and 3,000 and basically hold it there for a few minutes, and just let the car kind of essentially reset those hydraulic lifters. So it's something I want to try, and just kind of let the car, it's kind of like a stationary Italian tune-up, I guess, in a way. I don't really feel like ripping it on the freeway right now, so I figured this would be worth a shot. So this is essentially what it's going to be for the next minute or two, just holding that RPM, and when we get back, I'll let you guys listen to the engine. Alright, you guys, just got back from our little rip around and hanging the revs, and overall, I mean, she sounds really good actually. The only thing you really hear is the injectors. I don't really hear any tick at all. So let's go inside, shut this thing down, and I will tell you guys kind of my plan and reasoning behind not changing the cam oiler tubes this time around. What's going on, you guys? Wanted to close out the video with just a quick explanation, my thought process behind not throwing the metal cam oiler tubes in, as I know many of you advised me to do so and even voted to do so on the community post that I made. But in the end, I just feel like the car is running well enough right now, and the lifter tick, or whatever it is that's ticking, was definitely going away as I've driven it more and more. And from the free fix that I tried right now, it seems like it is totally gone. I couldn't hear anything when I was sitting out there after I'd done basically the hanging rev trick for a few minutes, and then kept driving it after that. I have something else on the way for the car. Some of you guys have caught wind of that, whether it was through the comments or me letting a few people know. It is on its way here to Washington now. Shout out to the one who knows exactly what I'm talking about, and I'll be revealing that soon. But yeah, I just didn't want to spend a ton of time, even though the cam oilers don't take a ton of time. I just didn't want to spend that time at all trying to swap them out when I know that something else is going to be going in there soon. The metal cam oiler tubes are easy to do, but if I was going to swap all of them in, that would mean likely changing out the timing guides on the upper side, and I want to save all of my M119 parts for other M119s that are going to be in the mix here shortly. So yeah, I just figured let's keep it running. It was running pretty good. It is running good right now, and it already was before I pulled the valve cover. The only way I was really going to replace those cam oiler tubes was if one of them was popped, and because they weren't and the car was fine, I figured it's not worth my time right now. Let's keep things moving. I got a bunch of things to do on all the cars, so if I can scoot past this one with a little less time invested, so be it, and I'm thankful for it. So I'll keep driving it, and I'll keep you guys updated, of course. but I'm gonna move on to some other projects that I got with other cars right now, and the E420 will be getting, you know, some big love from now till springtime to really change it up even more so. So hope you guys are excited for what's to come. Appreciate you guys leaving all the feedback and advice for what I should try to do on it, and hope you guys enjoyed this whole little process and find the trick useful. So yeah, that's it. I will catch you guys on the next one. Have a wonderful Friday, wonderful weekend. Until then, enjoy, like, comment, subscribe. Peace.
Wow.